us for this North Metro TV Local Decision 2016 Candidate Spotlight. I'm sitting down with Al Garacki, who's running in Blaine City Council Ward 3. Yes. And Al, thank you for being here today, first of all. And I want to just start by giving you a chance to introduce yourself to the voters a little bit and explain to us why you decided to run for the City Council.
Okay, well, thank you, Ben. Thank you. I'm really grateful that we can be a part of the discussion here for city government going forward. And as you said, my name is Al Garacki, and I'm running for City Council in Ward 3. I am a 25-year resident of the city of Blaine. My wife's lived here all her life, so I don't want to give away her age, but I just want to tell you that I love the city of Blaine, and I'm the youngest of 10 kids. I grew up in the southern metro area, and I ended up marrying a Blaine girl, and so that's why I'm up here in the city of Blaine, and I fell in love with the city. And so I raised 2 kids. I have 2 adult children. My daughter Elizabeth is 27. My son Andrew is 24. Elizabeth is married to a great son-in-law, and I have a granddaughter. So her name's Chloe, and she's 1 year old, and she's awesome. So yeah, I mean, I basically, I have a different life path for most people. I grew up, I went to college at St. Cloud State University, and I got my management degree and I have a marketing degree. And I ended up actually in the corporate world. I ended up as the hardware buyer for Knox Lumber, if you remember Knox Lumber back in the 80s. And after that, I ended up working for Target Corporation as a senior analyst. And at the time, my father-in-law owned a dry cleaning business, and it was called New Life Cleaners. And he said, you want to get out of the rat race and check out dry cleaning? So I did. I actually went and I pressed pants for a year working for him. And then after about a year, my wife and I purchased the dry cleaning operation from my father-in-law. And it was a 2-store chain, and we added 2 stores to it. And actually, one of the stores that we had was in North Court Commons, right in Blaine. So I operated that. I did that business angle for about 11 years. And then I felt God calling me into full-time Christian ministry. So I became the pastor of, at the time, the name of the church was Kingswood Church, which is right off 109th and Highway 65. We've renamed it Hope Church in the last year. So I've been the senior pastor there now for 16 years. And I've always been somebody that's been involved in the community. And as the pastor of the church in 2002, actually I volunteered to serve in the SBM Fire and the Police Department, the chaplaincy program. So I served there for 6 years and served with the men and women who take care of us in the community. And that's kind of how I wet my feet in the volunteer aspect of the city. And then I've been on the Planning Commission now for 8 years, and I've been a Charter Commissioner for 6 years. And so I've been volunteering a lot, and I just feel that, you know what, this next step, being on the City Council, is an important way and a new way and to serve on a different level.
If you are elected, what do you hope to accomplish? Do you have goals? Do you have ideas? What do you hope to bring to the city of Blaine?
Well, I see a lot of people, I think, are going to come up with some goals about cutting taxes and this and that, and those are all really good, but some of those things are political in nature. And I have basically 3 issues that I'm really going to focus on. And the first one is safety and services. Obviously, the traffic situation in Blaine is a growing city, and so we need to talk about hiring more police officers. I drove with them. I was actually the chaplain that got all of the death calls, so to speak. So I would go along with the police officers to the homes at night and tell a mom or dad that their son or their daughter was killed in an accident or something like that. And so I believe in safety and in the services as well. And so we should be a city that's pretty proud, as far as citizens. We should be proud of our city, and as far as, you know, our park dedication and even snow removal, things like that. You know what, we should have excellent services. I mean, we all work hard and we pay our taxes, and so safety and services is right up there. And another issue that's near and dear to my heart is the responsiveness of city staff and city council. All right. When you call city hall, you shouldn't feel like you're interrupting their time. I mean, that's why the city government exists, is to respond to you. Or if you send an email, you should be responded back to in a fairly reasonable time. And so I believe that the responsiveness of staff and city council is very important. And I also believe, you know, one of the issues that is near and dear to my heart is an inspiring culture. Blaine is the 15th largest city in the state of Minnesota. And some projections have us cracking the top 10 real quick, and maybe someday getting into the top 5. So the question is, what kind of city are we going to be? Are we going to be another large mediocre city, or are we going to be a city of excellence? And so I believe that creating a culture that's inspiring for people, where every person, every neighborhood, every voice matters, that's the beginning of it. Because culture trumps everything. It trumps your comprehensive plan. It trumps your charter. It trumps everything. If you have a toxic culture in the city, believe you me, it's not going to matter if you cut taxes or whatever. You're just going to have people and citizens that are angry and they don't want to be involved. And so I think by creating an inspiring culture, I think that is a way that our city will definitely grow, and it will grow into excellence, if you will.
Now this year Blaine has 3 seats on the city council plus the mayor's seat up for election. So 4 different spots on the council up for election, but there's a lot more than 4 people running for their spots, a lot of different ideas.
Yeah.
If you were to come out ahead and win both in the primary and then move on and win in the general election, how would you seek to build unity after what might be kind of a tough election with a lot of different ideas coming from a lot of different people that are running for these offices?
Well, that's a great question. Again, I'm a unique individual in that I have business experience, and then I'm a person of faith that has served in that faith community right here in Blaine for the last 16 years. But something else maybe you don't know, or maybe you do, or maybe some of your viewers do, is that I'm the founder and president of Hope for the Community Food Shelf, right off of 109th and Highway 65. We started it in 2010 in response to the Great Recession, and people were hungry. People didn't have jobs. And so we started this food shelf. We didn't even have coolers or freezers, so we had to put the food in snowbanks at first. And it was a lot of provision. A lot of people donated, and we've got coolers, industrial coolers and freezers. And 6 years later, we are the 4th largest food shelf in the state of Minnesota. We are on pace to feed 27,000 families, 1.6 million pounds of food. So the reality is this, Ben, how could I encourage and inspire people? I've always been a person that's been able to deal with people. Wall Street, Church Street, Main Street, it doesn't matter, it's all about people. So I've been able to help people, encourage people from all socioeconomic levels. I have no problem dealing with a fancy millionaire like yourself, or people that need help. And so I'm a uniter, and I believe a great way to do that is getting back to listening to the people. You ever notice how people now ask questions? You're asking me questions, but you're listening to me, which I like. But most people, they ask questions and they're listening just to respond. Mm-hmm. I want to listen to the citizens of Blaine, and I want to respond to them. And so I'm not a political animal, so to speak, but I love people, and that's what I think is the difference.
Mm-hmm. One thing that's been talked about a lot in the city of Blaine is a community center.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the community center? Do you think it's right for the city at this time?
You know what? I'm open. I'm open to hearing more about it and kicking the tires of it and looking at it. The people that I talk to, wide-ranging opinions on it. Some people say, well, take a look at the people that need help with food, and they need jobs right here in Blaine, and you're talking a community center. And so they're great people on both sides of it. And again, I think it comes down to, are you willing to listen to what the people have to say about it, Ben?
Okay. I want to finish up today with just simple, why should someone vote for you?
Well, again, I believe, I'm not sure, I know 1 or 2 of the people that are running, and they're all excellent. So, I mean, I don't think Blaine's going to be in a bad situation come election day. And so, for me, why would you vote for me? I'm a person who has been here probably the longest of all the candidates. And so, I've seen Blaine grow from a kind of middle-sized, smaller type of city to a very large city today. And so I'm somebody that's on the streets listening to people and working with people. And again, I have the business experience, the humanitarian heart, and I just love the city. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help Blaine become even a larger city, but even a more excellent city.
Well, Al, thank you for taking some time today, coming in and sharing your opinions and introducing yourself to us and to the viewers.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for watching this Candidate Spotlight. Remember, you can head to northmetrotv.com where you can see our complete local decision coverage. We have candidate biographies as well as the ability to watch more of these Spotlight interviews right there on our website, northmetrotv.com. And then we'll be bringing you election results both on primary night and on the general election night in November. Thank you for watching.